What's good? Welcome. We got a very special guest today. We got my boy Shazi coming in with the week predictions, and Gavin in the background. Yeah, let me give a wave. Give a wave to the boys. Let's go. I'm happy to have you here, Shazi, man. Week 4 predictions. Yeah. So let's start with this Thursday night matchup. So we got the Jags facing off against the Bengals. Shazi, actually, you top us off with this one.
Okay, so I'm going to go with the easy pick here. It's going to be the Bengals.
I
think you can second that.
Yeah, Bengals. Yep.
Yeah, so I got my reasoning. Joe Burrow, he's got 7 touchdowns, 640 passing yards. Bengals defense had 2 picks last week and 4 sacks against the Steelers, so I think the Jags offensively don't have enough weapons, and Trevor Lawrence doesn't have the tools he needs, so I think the Bengals defense is going to put some pressure. And then you got the presence of Jamar Chase, 4 touchdowns this season so far, and over 200 yards. So I think they'll just create too many problems for the Jags defense, and the Bengals will win pretty comfortably.
I like it. You're coming out with the stats too. Yep. Yeah, I'm just keeping it short and simple, really. I just think the Bengals offense is just going to be too much for the Jags. They looked really good last week against the Steelers. Yep. And if they put enough points on the Steelers, they could definitely do it against the Jags. The Jags were actually very surprising, though, against the Cardinals. They somehow managed to keep it close.
In the first half, they had that 109-yard return back for that missed field goal. So
exactly.
Cool.
It was weird. It was like a close game. I mean, it was like the Jags were up, but yet the Cardinals were in control of the game. You know what I'm saying? It was really weird. So then we got let's head into this first one of the Sunday night matchups. We got the Chiefs facing off against Philly. Actually, hold on. My bad. Let me go in a different order. Let's start off with the Titans against the Jets. So we'll do it that way. Okay. So the Jets will be at home. I really wanted to pick the Jets for this one, man. I really want to. This seems like a trap game. You know, the Titans tend to play down to their competition. We saw that last year when they faced off against the Bengals and lost. But I just feel like this Jets offense is just abysmal, just absolutely terrible. Zach Wilson, he's guaranteed to throw a ball away at least once, and I just think the Titans offense, Derrick Henry's going to have an absolute day. We might see a lot more Julio Jones. I think AJ Brown might be out for this one, but regardless, you know, I'd say it's a pretty easy win here for the Titans. What do you think on that?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you. I just think Wilson he might not be the guy there, but I mean it's the Jets. They can't do anything, in my opinion. But I think the defense will just keep them locked up. Derrick Henry, he'll do what he does best, and then Tannehill, he's gonna have to find the gaps in the defense, and there's always a bunch of gaps in those Jets defense. And AJ Brown and Julio Jones are questionable as of now, so
they both are.
They both are.
Wow. Shit,
but I think we'll see Jones. AJ Brown, I'm not quite sure, but I don't think that'll be much of a problem. I think Titans got it in the bag regardless.
Yep. So and then the next one, we got the Lions facing off against the Chicago Bears. This was kind of a tough one. Shazi, I'll let you start off with this one. Yeah,
I was conflicted between this one, but I ended up going with the Lions. The gut feeling for this one. The Bears, they started Justin Fields last week in a rough start for him.
Yep.
I don't think it'll be as bad this week, but Jared Goff, 5 touchdowns, over 800 yards passing. I think it's just going to be the battle of the offenses. The defense for the Lions, not the best, I think Goff is going to give some trouble to the Bears defense, and if the Lions defense could keep Fields contained and put some pressure on him, then I think the Lions could see a win here.
Yeah, I feel you on that. I feel like the Lions defense, although it's not great, I think it'll be enough to stop Justin Fields. I mean, the Chicago Bears O-line is just it's terrible. This Bears O-line, it's looking rough, and I feel bad for Justin Fields. I feel like Matt Nagy, if they lose this game, he's got to get fired. I'm going with the Lions here. I just got confidence in Jared Goff, which is weird to say. I can't believe I'm saying that, but I do have confidence in this game, even though he's playing a pretty good Bears defense. He hasn't the Lions. They've been surprisingly good these past 3 weeks. I mean, they almost had that win against the Ravens, but Justin Tucker just sealed it.
Exactly.
I really feel like it's time for the Lions to get their first win of the season.
I agree, and I think the Bears is a good first game to get that W. So that's why I'm going with them.
All right, there we go. And then we got the Colts facing off against the Dolphins. I like the Colts on the road here. This is another tight game. Jacoby Brissett going against his old team, so maybe he reads the defense a little bit, but I think the Colts are really just going to get involved in the run game here. I think Jonathan Taylor is going to have himself a day. And if they can just hold the ball for most of the game and keep the ball away from the Dolphins, I feel like they should be able to take this one, especially with how good their defense is.
Yeah, to add on to that, Tua out, Brissett, I don't think he could do the job, Carson Wentz, he's going to get it going a little bit this game, hopefully, and I think we'll see Jonathan Taylor get some more snaps and run on that Miami defense. Colts defense has been getting a couple of takeaways a game, so I think we'll see that happen with Brissett at
for
center.
sure.
So,
for sure.
I think the Colts should secure the dub for this Sunday.
I like that. So far, 3 games in, we got the same picks. We'll see how that keeps going. We got the Browns facing off against the Vikings. I'm going to let you start this one. I'll be right back. I got to get a beverage. So, Shazi, take them away.
Yeah, sure. So I'm gonna go with the Vikings, and I was very conflicted with this. Kirk Cousins, he's got 8 touchdowns, 918 passing yards with a QB rating of 118. So I think that's some pretty good stats. Like I said earlier, with some other teams, it's gonna be a battle of the offense. I don't think the defense. I think the Browns defense will put some good pressure on Cousins, but I think the Vikings can lock up Baker Mayfield. He hasn't had a terrible season, but he hasn't had an outstanding season. I think also Adam Thielen is just too much of a presence in the red zone. He's got 4 touchdowns this year already. And Jefferson is just another guy on the field you got to cover. So I just think the Vikings will be a little too much for the Browns defense. And the Vikings defense is going to have to step up to stop Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that pick. I heard what you were saying too about Kirk Cousins. He's been absolutely electric. Adam Thielen, 4 touchdowns in 3 games. He's doing Adam Thielen, S stuff.
What he does.
Yep. I actually had that Vikings pick last week against Seattle. Yeah. So a little shout out there. I agree with you. I'm actually going to go with the Vikings again. The Browns. Both teams, I feel like, are really just going to want to try and hold the ball as long as they can and just run the game, try and control the clock. Browns defense does worry me a little bit against Kirk Cousins. It is a lot better of a defense than Seattle, but
Myles Garrett is.
Yep, Myles Garrett. I mean, they were tearing up the Chicago Bears, but I mean, they also have a pretty bad O-line. The Vikings, I thought at the beginning of the season also would have a bad O-line, but they've been looking actually really solid these past 3 weeks.
Yeah, if Cousins gets the time in the pocket that he needs, he'll get the ball out.
Yeah. So, I agree with you on the Vikings. I think they'll be able to air this one out. And I just don't know if I could trust Baker, if the Browns have to result in the passing game. I just don't know how much I trust Baker this early into the season.
Yeah, but I think Landry's still out, and they got Odell back last week, so I think we'll see some more reps, but I just don't think it'll be enough.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, because this is a game that if it was later in the season, I'm pretty sure we would probably both go with the Browns.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So, all right, let's start speeding these up a little bit. We spent a lot of time on 4 games. All right, so we got Washington facing off against the Falcons. I like Washington in this game. Who are you feeling?
Second that, Washington. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I just think we haven't really seen this Washington defense perform at its highest level yet. They've been pretty bad, and I think this is the game where they just get it going. And
I don't think I just don't think Matt Ryan and the offense will offer too much trouble. The defense for Washington hasn't been the best, but I think Taylor Heineke and that offense will give the Falcons some trouble, and I think Washington will see not a comfortable win, but should be a good game.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely going to be a low-scoring one, I feel like. So, we'll see. And then we got the Texans facing off against the Bills. Bills at home. I think this is going to be absolute annihilation. Bills getting this one.
Yeah, the definition of a massacre. The Bills are going to destroy the Texans. Josh Allen, 8 touchdowns, over 800 yards passing, and the defense won't be able to stop the offense. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, Bills have finally looked like they're back on like their form after week 1. These past 2 weeks. So
yeah, and that game's pretty self-explanatory.
Yep. And then we got the Giants facing off against the Saints. I like the Saints here at home. I feel like this could be a lot closer of a game than people expect. But Giants, man, I mean, Daniel Jones is he's terrible. I'm playing. He's not terrible. He's destined to turn the ball over. I think Jameis Winston, they're going to try and play him, a little bit in a safer game. I feel like Jameis Winston, he has looked a lot more conservative this year. So
I think
what are we going to add on?
Yeah, I think Winston just needs to be kept on that tight leash. He's got 8 touchdowns this year, but he threw some iffy balls against New England.
Yep.
Got lucky with one of those touchdowns, but like I said, he keeps those pretty bad passes to a minimum and doesn't make any stupid plays. It'll be a pretty commanding win for the Saints.
I agree. And then we had any different picks so far?
No, not yet.
We will get. I'm pretty sure we got at least one somewhere. But
somewhere.
Yeah. We got the Chiefs facing off against the Eagles. Chiefs. I don't got much to say here.
Yeah, I just wrote in my notes self-explanatory. There's no need to expand on that.
Yep. We got a good game here. We got the Panthers versus the Cowboys. Cowboys at home. I think this is going to be the Panthers' real test of the season, and it's going to suck not being able to have McCaffrey for this game. But I really do like the Cowboys this year on both sides of the field, especially on defense. Trevon Diggs, another interception last week. He just looks like he's having a breakout year. So I'm going with the Cowboys here.
Yeah, I'll have to second that. I just think with McCaffrey out, it doesn't give that many options to Sam Darnold, and just Dak. He's throwing the ball pretty well, and I don't think the Panthers defense is pretty good, but I just think the Cowboys defense will lock them up since they don't got McCaffrey now, and I think they'll see their first loss this year.
Yep. Yeah. The Panthers they're gonna play a lot of check down football. I don't feel like they're gonna air it out a lot this game, which I would like if they had McCaffrey. Maybe I'd think of this game a little bit more, but without McCaffrey, I just don't think there's enough on that offense.
I agree.
And then we got the Seahawks facing off against the Niners. Niners at home. I'll let you start off with this one.
Yeah, it was a hard pick, but I watched the Packers-49ers game, and I'm going to go with the 49ers. I just think Seattle's defense is not playing that well. I think the 49ers will score, I just think they will put some points up. I think the 49ers D-line will continue to put pressure on the quarterback. I think Wilson will have to scramble a lot. He's going to have to make some big plays happen.
Yep.
So I just think the 49ers at home too, so I think 49ers going to, not commanding, it's going to be a good game, but I think 49ers edge this one out. Yeah,
I agree. I feel like the Niners looked really good last week for playing a pretty electric Packers offense, and I think their run game is just going to destroy the Seahawks run defense. Seahawks just have a lot of problems early into the year. I mean, they're really strong in some areas, and then other aspects they're just pretty bad. So I think the 49ers are just a well-rounded, better team, and they're just more prepared for a game like this.
Exactly.
Especially being at home. And then we got the Cardinals facing off against the Rams. This is game of the week right here, man. This is going to be such a good one to watch.
It is.
Yeah. I like the Cardinals here. Away on the road. Kyler Murray's 0-4 against the LA Rams. Has never beaten them in his career, but I think he does it in Week 4 of the 2021 NFL season. I just think, the Rams, they looked really good against the Bucs, don't get me wrong. And I actually had that pick, wrong last week, but that's last week, we'll move on. I just think it's a whole different game when you're facing Kyler Murray instead of Tom Brady. I think, it's going to be a lot of adjustment in just 1 week to have to go from, playing 2 completely different styles of football. So I think the Cardinals might be able to throw them off there.
It's a good pick, but I'm gonna have to say that Kyle Murray is gonna lose this week against the Rams. I think the Rams.
Okay.
It's just it's a little. I think they'll make that adjustment. You know, they play them twice a year. They've played them They played him last year. They're ready for him this year. Stafford balling out, 9 touchdowns, over 900 yards passing. Cooper Kupp is too much to handle right now. He's got 5 touchdowns this year, and I just think the Rams defense will get those stops that the Rams need. And, yeah. So.
Yeah, Cooper Kupp is nasty. I mean, he's on my fantasy. He's literally just the white Jerry Rice. I mean, he's I don't know what he did during the offseason, if he needs some sort of drug testing or if it's Matt Stafford. Who knows? But about time we had some different picks, you know. That game could really go either way. So, you know, I could definitely see where you're going with that. And then we got the Steelers facing off against the Packers. Packers at home. I like the Packers for this game. I don't really feel like it's that difficult. Packers offense, you know, I think they're just going to outscore the Steelers offense. You know, Steelers, they do have a great defense, don't get me wrong, but it's not like the Steelers are going to keep up offensively. Packers at home as well. What you thinking?
I think the Steelers were just rough last week, and Aaron Rodgers and Aaron Jones they're just too much to handle, and regardless of the defense, they'll just pop off, and I just think the Packers will have a pretty comfortable win over the Steelers if they keep playing the way they're playing.
Yep. And then we got the Ravens facing off against the Broncos. This was kind of a tough one for me. You know, 2 really good defensive teams. You know, offenses. Broncos' offense actually has been looking pretty good. They don't turn the ball over a lot. Teddy Bridgewater, very conservative quarterback. Lamar Jackson, I mean, I'm not going to blame a lot of what's been happening with the Ravens' offense on him. You know, a lot of drop passes. Marquise Brown last week just terrible. You know, I would have got those footballs, but you know, I think they'll bounce back, and I got the Ravens. I just think they're just going to be a little bit too much on offense here when it comes to that second half of the game. Sorry for interrupting you. What you got there, man?
No, yeah, I was just going to say Lamar's just been doing it himself. You know, he's a rushing leader in the NFL right now as a quarterback with 251 rushing yards. He's got 5 touchdowns, over 700 yards passing. I honestly think the Browns are a really phony, undefeated team. Like, they just haven't really had that matchup, and I think if they beat the Ravens, I'll eat my own words, but I think this is their first real test, and I don't think they'll be able to pull it off.
Yeah, I was about to say, I'm looking back at the Broncos right now. They've had quite an easy schedule to start out these 3 games. I mean, they face off against the Jets, the Jags, and the Giants. So this is going to be their first real test of the year. So that's why I just feel like, you know, going with the Ravens is the smart pick here.
I would have to agree.
Yep. And then we have the next game. Hold on, I just messed up my tab. What's going on here?
Bucks, Patriots.
Yeah, Bucks, Patriots. Thank you. What are you feeling? I'll let you start out.
And as a Patriots fan, it's hard to see Brady come back to Gillette for the first time since he left, and I really want to see the Patriots come out with that W, but I'm gonna have to go against them and say Tom Brady and the Bucks take a pretty commanding win in Foxborough. I just think Brady in the offense has way too many weapons for that Patriots defense to handle right now. Brady with 10 touchdowns, over 1,000-yard passing. He's gonna break the record on Sunday. He's only like 70 yards away. So, and then I think along with that, Gronk is just him and Gronk have been connecting 4 touchdowns this year. He's a little banged up, but he'll be good to go. And I think the primary reason why I chose the Bucks over the Patriots is that I think Mac Jones will start feeling the nerves. You know, the job he took over was from Brady, and I just think they'll put too much pressure on him.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I mean, we'd both love to see the Patriots win, man. It would be sick to see them, you know, beat Tom Brady and stuff like that. You know what's crazy, Shazzy? We went to Tom Brady's final last game ever for the Patriots, and we didn't even know. Like, that's still crazy.
His last pass, pick 6.
Yep. yeah, that was right. But yeah, I mean, the Bucks here, it's just like maybe if the Bucks beat the Rams and then the Patriots beat the Saints, maybe I'd think about the Patriots, just as a motivating factor. They go into next game, but Tom Brady's not going to lose 2 back-to-back games, especially with this one being against the Patriots. And Patriots, what were you saying?
No, I just think the Bucs, they're frustrated with that loss last week, and they're going to come back with vengeance and probably dominate the Patriots.
Yeah, I feel you there. Patriots offense, they just can't get anything going, I feel like, in the pass or the run game, and it's been a problem they've had the past few years, with their receiving core, quarterback not being able to air the ball, not that I don't like Mac Jones. He's just more of a conservative type quarterback.
I think that's also because of the play calls. I think the play calling offensively is just not aggressive enough. They're just.
Oh, are you taking a shot at Bill Belichick now? What's going on here? Or the offensive coordinator? What's going on?
I've been watching these past couple of games, and I just think it's good to get the run game going, but you got to get Mac Jones comfortable in that pocket. He needs to start feeling he's got an arm. He makes good decisions. He had 3 picks last week, but that's because they started letting him throw the ball. A rookie's got to make a mistake to learn from them. So I just think they got to let Mac Jones pass the ball a little bit more. He throws a couple of picks, that's fine, but he's overall a pretty good passer. And I just think once they let Mac throw the ball, we won't see much on the offensive end.
Yeah, that's agreed. And then we're heading into the Monday Night Football match. This is a close one with the Rams and the Cardinals for the game of the week. I mean, the way this is matched up, Monday Night Football divisional matchup, you got the Raiders who are undefeated, the Chargers who, if they get a win, they tie up with the Raiders. I mean, this is a big game for both teams. I had the Raiders at first, but something just made me change to the Chargers. I don't know what it was. The Chargers, they looked really good, obviously, against the Chiefs and got that win. My thing with the Chargers this year was, are they going to be able to win the close games? And so far, they've been proving that, and they proved that last week against the Chiefs. And I want to see if they keep that going. Didn't the Raiders already have a Monday night game against the Ravens? Or am I tripping?
Was it Thursday night or Monday night? I don't remember now, but
it was a primetime matchup. But
it was a good game.
Yeah, it was a really good game, and that was another close one that went to overtime. And these two teams, they faced off last year, and that game went to overtime, and I believe the Chargers won that one last year, if I'm not mistaken. So this game could really just go either way. I have no reasoning or analogy for it. I'm just going with the Chargers because they're at home. Looked really good last week against the Chiefs, and I just don't think the Raiders are a 4-0 football team, in my opinion. That's just what I got.
Yeah, I think the Raiders have actually been pretty good. I think they've earned that 3-0 spot, but this is really a gut feeling game for me. I'm going to go with the Chargers as well. I think that beating the Chiefs last week, it was a big game for them. They really needed that to head into this game. Justin Herbert, 6 touchdowns, almost 1,000 yards passing. I just think Herbert's the guy for them. They're missing a few key things, but I think Eckler is going to have a big game, and the Raiders' defense is going to be tested by Herbert. So I just think if the Raiders lock up on defense, I think this is going to be a good win for the Raiders. But it's just this game could really go either way, and I wouldn't be surprised seeing whoever comes up on top. So.
Yeah, Mike Williams also has just been looking absolutely disgusting this year.